Okay, so inside, some fun things like a little USB reading light, a little automotive style light with a reel that pulls its own cord back in when you twist it, and a magnet on the back to mount to any metal surface. Need to screw the bulb back in. Another little USB power wire. Power meter inside. Right now it's reading 12.9 volts, 0.3 amps. Like I said, the 4-port USB hub, 100 watt, 110 volt car adapter with the USB. A little USB flat, it's a little LED light bulb, and this is handy whenever you have one of these little power blocks that everybody seems to be carrying for their phones. This makes it a flashlight. A splitter for my quick connects. A splitter with an extra USB on it. And of course the swivel neck. Another little extra splitter. This one's actually rated for a cigarette lighter port on this side, so that you could push that down in and pull it out and have the hot coil to maybe start a fire with. Just a little USB adapter for a car. Oh, this one's kind of fun. It has 3 to 12 volt, and you can flip the polarity at the other end. And of course, underneath, 2 lead acid sealed batteries and I want to say 50-foot extension cable for the quick connect. The batteries are packed with a little bit of styrofoam to keep them shifting around inside. I did have to trim back the sidewalls of the inside of the toolbox. It had these little plastic fins that stick out that had to be trimmed back just a little bit to get the batteries in. And of course, if you threw it all in a bag and ran around with it, it'd be quite a mess. But the box keeps it semi-organized. I'm really glad I still had room for the tray in here after the batteries went in. Otherwise, everything would be an even bigger mess. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from the solar panel first, and then disconnect from the battery. Another nice thing about this is if I had it just a little bit more organized, which I would if I was in a camping situation, my tablet, my 7-inch tablet, will actually sit on this right side, and I can plug it in and the lid will still close over it. And obviously the same thing goes for a phone. The phone's much smaller. And while I'm walking around inside the tent, I wouldn't have to worry about stepping on my electronics, because they'd be safely inside the toolbox. The guy whose solar generator inspired me to make mine actually fit his solar panel inside his box when he was ready to pick up and go. Mine's not quite small enough for that. but just a toolbox and a little pouch is not that much to carry either. The reason I put the USBs and the car adapter on the side here is that they're underneath of the handle, which would give you a little bit of protection from like a light drizzly kind of a rain. Obviously it wouldn't be perfect, but better than it being right in the middle of the top, right? And I put a switch on each, and the switches are wrapped in a little plastic shell that came with them that's supposed to make them water resistant too. On my first test with this battery, I plugged in my laptop, which has a 90-watt draw, and I started at 12.9 volts, and I ran it for 11.5 hours, and it went to 11.8 volts. So that would easily get me through a camping weekend. I'm assuming you probably wouldn't be on your laptop for 11.5 hours over a weekend if you're camping. And if you're on it any more than that, you're not really camping, and you ought to join everybody else outside.